Hello and welcome back to AEW Dynamite out of 10 on the Wrestle Debate. And after the madness of last week, could AEW back it up with another good show here today? The show actually started off with a tag team title match between the challengers Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian and the champions Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. Of course, Kenny Omega and Adam Page picked up the W after Penelope Ford was ejected from ringside for interfering. Page pinned Havoc with a last call. It was an alright match. Pretty decent match, but the trouble is you always knew who was going to win. So for that reason I can't give it more than a 6.25 out of 10. Next we got a clip from social media of Tully Blanchard giving Shawn Spears an angry pep talk, it has to be said, and then presenting him with a fingerless black glove. It's alright, not going to grade it. Kind of like New Edge with Tully and Shawn Spears. Should do them good. And then we moved on to the number one contender for the World Championship, Brian Cage, of course accompanied by Taz, defeating a jobber by the name Sean Dean in quick fashion, pinning him with a drill claw. After the match, Taz cut a promo on Moxley about why he was smiling last week. Moxley showed up and said that fighting a guy as intense as Cage made him happy. The promo was better than the match, of course. Quite like the promo. Don't have a problem with Brian Cage doing squashes at the moment. So overall, I'm going to give it a 6.25 out of 10. We then got a whole heap of promo among other things. Somewhere out in the countryside, Alex Marvez interviewed Lance Archer, who got really worked up, talking about how one loss wouldn't deter him because everyone dies. After Archer stalked off, Jake Roberts apologised to Marvez for Archer's behaviour. Quite like the character development for Archer, but I'm not going to grade it. Then we got Private Party having drinks backstage when Matt Hardy showed up to check on how Mark Quinn is doing after hurting his knee last week. Private Party suggested the three of them should team up as Hardy Party. I would love that, not going to lie. And then we got on to Chris Jericho v Colt Cabana. The best part of this was undoubtedly Sammy Guevara coming out on his one leg supported by a scooter and singing Chris Jericho's entrance theme, while QT Marshall and Ali were seen with their arms around each other in the crowd. Chris Jericho then defeated Colt Cabana in quick fashion by the Judas Effect, and after the match he said that him v Mike Tyson is the match everyone wants to see. He repeatedly called for the baddest man on the planet to come out and face him. Instead, Orange Cassidy showed up. Jericho and Jake Hager tried to attack Cassidy, but failed to touch him. This was good. The match was alright, but it was the other parts, the Orange Cassidy bit at the end, and the before with Sammy Guevara singing Jericho's theme, made it all worthwhile, and I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. And then we got a montage of Britt Baker working out in her wheelchair, which is great because, of course, Dr. Britt Baker is great. However, it's too short to grade. Then we got Nyla Rose against the returning Big Swole. Glad to see Big Swole back. I really like her as a performer. And it wasn't actually too dominant for Nyla Rose, like I thought it would be. But Nyla eventually pins Swole after a spine buster. Swole looked really good. Nyla got the win. Can't really complain, so overall I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. And then after the match, Tony Schiavone attempted to interview Big Swole at ringside, but was interrupted by Dr. Britt Baker, who was sitting in her wheelchair in the back of a golf cart, which made me laugh. Swole grabbed a chair and was going to attack Baker, but Britt yelled at the Rebel to drive her away. This was good. Developing Big Swole. And I can't wait for that feud when they come back. So I'm not going to add on a grade and stick by the 6.5. But this was good as well and just backed up what a good match it was. Great to have Big Swole back. Backstage, Darby Allen then told Tony Schiavone that life is a joke, but he'll get the last laugh. Darby Allen doing his Darby Allen things and saying Darby Allen things. Yeah, what can you say? Then Tony Schiavone interviewed FTR, who named a bunch of AEW tag teams they'd like to face, but didn't mention the Young Bucks until Tony asked about them. They said they want to beat the Bucks in 3 minutes, and that they saved the Bucks from Butcher and the Blade. because they don't want to when they beat the Bucks, they don't want anyone to have any doubt about them being 100%. The Butcher and the Blade showed up, and FTR said that their attack wasn't personal, but they can settle it in the ring next week. So we're getting the Revival or FTR against Butcher and the Blade next week, and I can't wait. Not going to grade this, but this was decent character developments for FTR, and I can't wait to see them in the ring next week. We then had Alex Marvez interviewing Colt Cabana about recent losses when Brody Lee showed up and attempted to recruit him to the Dark Order. Can't quite see that happening. Don't really know about this segment, but just not really a lot to say on it. We'll have to see where it goes. But then we moved on to main event time. Cody Rhodes defeated Jungle Boy in a really good match to retain the TNT Championship after he hit the Crossroads. Then after the match, Cody helped Jungle Boy up and they hugged as other members of the Nightmare family and the Jurassic Express joined them in the ring. This was really good. Really enjoyed the match, and if Cody does this sort of thing every week, I certainly won't be complaining. But overall, I'm going to give this a 6.75 out of 10. Like the match and all the Jurassic Express and the Nightmare family coming out at the end. Really good. And overall this week, AEW is getting a 6.5 out of 10. A rather less dramatic show this week than last week. But every little thing in the show was nice and neat. I enjoyed every one of the segments whilst not building too much. So yeah, just one of those weeks where there's no pay-per-view coming up and you can just build characters, and AEW did that well. So no complaints from me. And that is it for today, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you thought about AEW Dynamite. Link to Twitter in the description below for daily wrestling news. And if you could subscribe to the channels on the screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.